That's all right. Friends, welcome to Shakespeare's Shameless Self-Promotion Happy Hour. I am your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare, and I am shamelessly self-promoting myself and my friends. And that is what this show is all about. We are here to tell tales, swap stories, have jokes and songs, and, have a drink and make some toasts towards each other and all of you. This is the weirdest start of the show I've ever had, usually because I have some music going on. But since I don't, I'm just going to give you some Gilmore Girls music. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. That was weird. All right. So anyway, but if you know me, it's very on brand. So welcome to the show. We are going to have a lot of fun. Oh, people cannot hear me. I am being told they cannot hear. Silas is saying we cannot hear you, Shakespeare. So let's do something real quick. We're just going to go to this, change my audio inputs, and internal mic. All right, Silas Miller, can you hear me now? I gotta wait for the feedback. So we're waiting. Hopefully it's recording, and this could be the most boring show anybody is ever watching ever. If you can hear me and you know it, clap your hands. Or write in the comment section. I can hear you. All right, Reynold heard the Gilmore Girls. Oh, there we go. All right, maybe I changed my audio inputs for nothing. All right, well, here we are. Silas had to refresh. I switched off my good microphone for you. Silas, what is happening? What the hell, man? All right, well, anyway, I'm on this one now. It's fine. But friends, we're going to have a wonderful show. We have a writer, Ken Briodagh, reading a book that is not by him. We are going to have drinks by the wonderful and talented Matt Celly. Did he go the opposite of Quarantine Beard? Apparently. And we're going to have an update from the Zenith players on the upcoming show, The Winter's Tale, tomorrow night. And so we are having a wonderful time, friends. So get your drinks, and here we go with the theme song. La 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 la, la 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 la. The fact that you all just started swaying with it, you are beautiful.
And the minute I'm not going to lie to you, the minute I started swaying, the self-loathing just set in.
That's amazing. I had the exact opposite reaction. The minute I started swaying, I was immediately impressed with myself more.
So
Ken, just so you know, Adam Gentry is saying that you have quite the library setting. So good for you.
Thank you. You know, it's amazing what they can do with green screen. It's almost like I could touch it.
Ooh. Is it like a holodeck on Star Trek where it's not really there, but it's real enough and you could pull a book off the shelf?
It's true. I could just pick one up and read it as though it was real.
Oh, I love this. This is some good quality stuff.
For all you kids out there listening, there used to be, when I was your age, television was called books. And that's a reference that's also older. Yes.
See, that's funny because I'm pretty sure I'm older than you. And I had television and books. It was actually kind of like the best of both worlds.
Look at Celly just going around like bragging.
Rocking that middle class lifestyle.
Here's the amazing thing I'm amazed about you with the name that you threw in for your descriptor, your name tag there, Celly. You're going by Matt C, and I have never once heard you referred to as Matt.
It's funny. I just felt like, again, I should be more professional. At my actual bartending job, I legitimately switch back and forth to the same person. Sometimes in the same conversation, I will refer to myself as Matt, or I will refer to myself as Celly. I introduce myself to people at the bar different ways. I have like this identity crisis that is entirely centered around my own name.
Well,
because at this stage of my life, I know when people met me by whether they call me Matt or whether they call me Celly. And in recent years, there's been a big resurgence of Matt again for some reason.
All right.
Like Justice White, my buddy Justice, you know Justice.
Oh yeah.
He actually absolutely refuses to call me Celly because that's what everybody calls me. And he's like, no, that's his last name. I'm not calling him by his last name. So he calls me Matt. I mean, it doesn't bother me.
That's rather hilarious. I'm just like, no,
So,
I'm going to be contrary.
I do have to share this one little tidbit. There was, I'm really sorry for this little bit insight into my life.
No, this is what we do.
I was having intimate relations with a lady one time.
Oh my God, Matt.
And in the throes of passion, yeah, I know, it's actually amazing. I'm finally happy. I called my parents. I told them it finally happened. But in the throes of passion, she called me by my name. Except she called me by the name that she refers to me as, which is Celly. And there's something really awkward about hearing your last name called in the throat of passions. It was a little disconcerting. Afterwards, I was like, I really love the enthusiasm. We need to rewrite the script a little bit.
Sweet baby Yoda. Oh my God.
It's just like boarding school all over again.
Yes.
All right. Here's a question. Let's say, well, like since we've, I go Star Trek references all the time. We've already gone Star Trek with Holodeck. Everyone here has seen it. We're all familiar. We all love it. Here's the thing. Let's say you have two crew members who virtually never refer to each other by their first names. All right. Let's say it's just always like, for the sake of argument, LaForge and let's say LaForge and Counselor Troy. All right.
So they virtually never refer to each other. So only on the holodeck, or
yes, only on the holodeck. Just nearly never. It's almost always Commander LaForge, Counselor Troy. Right. So the last name is a given, and/or drop the rank and just say LaForge, Troy. If they were to get together, but they're so used to never using a first name, they've become very friends, intimate friends, but then they will become a romantic relationship with each other, would they still refer to each other by those last names?
Speaking for as a writer, the writer's room would feel extremely clever when they had them change to their first names after to show how close they'd grown.
See, speaking as a writer, I would say, and one who's also been in some writers' rooms with you, as a matter of fact, I would say, oh yeah, Reynolds says Sulu and Uhura. We didn't know their first names the entire run of the original series.
Truth.
Were they ever intimate though?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, we don't know. I guess it's true.
So
didn't Troy call Riker Will?
Bill in the first episode. In the pilot episode, he was Bill.
Yes.
Bill.
In the pilot episode, also the episode where she was supposed to get married, he was still Bill to her. And it's just like, wait, what?
Most people don't know that his actual first name is Billiam.
No,
yes.
But that is now his identical transporter twin brother. They went with Thomas. He should have been Billiam.
He should have been Billiam. Yeah.
But
Billiam Miker.
But speaking as a writer, though, what I would have done is have one person then call the other one by their first name, like, oh, Deanna, and just like that just feels weird. Just like, don't do that. That feels weird coming from you.
Stop that.
I was gonna say, and the natural comedian in me would want them to call each other by their last name. So you could then have the awkward conversation about, can we not use last names in that scenario scene afterwards?
Or they just go very weird and use full names. Oh, Geordie, LaForge ahead.
No.
Like deep cuts, like they learn each other's middle names. You know, I don't know I don't know what or if Geordie has a middle name, but let's say for like just it's Thomas, like so they go like full rank, like, oh yes, Lieutenant Commander Geordie Thomas LaForge. Oh yes.
No, this show is PG-13.
That is for PG-13.
Oh, Counselor Susan Troy.
Oh, goodness gracious. Adam is saying he thinks the name would depend on how they were regarding each other. Is it professional, intimate, personal in that moment? Yeah, Adam, that's way less funny. All right.
Yeah, that's reality, and that's not really why any of us do what we do.
Reynolds says Larry Wolf. No one calls him Larry. Wolf actually does have a last name.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Rozhenko.
Yes.
Yeah,
right.
Because we've met his parents. Mm-hmm. We've met his human brother,
Right.
And Alexander is Alexander Rozhenko.
Shenko.
Yeah,
Yes.
when Worf was at, this is deep cuts, when Worf was at Starfleet Academy. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm on a tangent. Everyone drink. All right. So when Worf was at Starfleet Academy, he requested from his instructors and the commandant to have Rozhenko taken off of his official service record because he wanted to follow the Klingon tradition of the single name that you are always known by only.
He was a huge Cher fan. He liked the
basically,
oldies.
yeah. That,
And
actually, the entire Klingon culture are Cher fans. Little known fact.
Yep.
You've never heard Cher until you've heard her in the original Klingon.
Now, okay, I should know this, but at the point where Alexander did that, was Worf in good standing with the Empire? Like, could he have been Alexander's son of Worf?
Alexander, when he started going by Rozhenko, that happened when he was just immediately upon the Enterprise.
Yes.
Now that being said, I see no reason, since he did go into service in the Klingon Empire, for him not to be known as Alexander, son of Worf. There is no reason for that not to be the case.
Especially because Worf was.
Because I was going to say, by Deep Space Nine, he was House of Moog, so he would have been fine, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because House of Moog was reinstated by Martok.
That was what, 4th season or something? 5th season?
Something like that.
Season 5. Season 5. Also, how freaking fast do Klingon children grow?
Yeah, it's
I feel Klingon children grow at the speed of a soap opera and sometimes sitcom children of the speed of plot.
Well, I mean, also you could look at it this way too, in the fact that, like, you know, through their genetic upbringing and social upbringing, they are very much bred and born as a warrior race, and you could view that as hunters. And most hunter animals develop quicker so that they can develop that ability to hunt for themselves.
Very nice. I like it. But
I mean, it's nowhere near canon. It's just my stupid.
Yeah. But then
brain
also you can say the same
out.
thing about prey animals, because prey animals reach maturity very quickly.
What's his name from Discovery?
Oh, Saru.
Saru.
I love Discovery.
Like, Saru, for all we know, could be like 3 years old.
Yeah, it's true.
True.
We established that he's at least in his mid-20s because he's been in Starfleet service for over 20 years.
Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right.
But Adam Gentry says he thinks Worf was adopted by another house. You are correct. House of Martok. And Alexander might not have been. Doesn't matter. It goes with your patrilineal thing right now. Look at us. This isn't even Thursday night talking Trek.
No, it is now.
Time has no meaning. But, I mean, I'm always prepared. to talk some Trek. All right.
I can get my Ellen Garrick doll down for you.
Ooh.
I have a little. Hold on. While I'm not sporting an insignia, I do have my boy.
Oh, very
He's one of the tall ones too.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've got an Enterprise on top of the shelf. No big deal. It's not my Enterprise. It's just an Enterprise.
Beautiful. I'm also eating chips during this, and I'm sorry, that's very unprofessional.
Wait, they're amateur?
We're the height of professionalism here.
Clearly.
All right. So, in just we are 14 minutes into the show. We haven't even really begun what the show is supposed to be.
Isn't that what the show's supposed to be, though?
Good point. But Ken Briodagh is our main guest tonight.
I am?
Ken, also known as Feldergast, also Atlas writer, etc., so on and so forth. And Ken, what would you like to talk about tonight?
Oh, I don't know. Let's talk about poems. Do you have any favorite poems?
Yes, they're all by me too. So.
Oh, amazing! Plutarch was better. Hot takes.
Oh, please, you're not wrong. But yeah. No. So. Ken is a fantastic writer, though. He is. You can go to his website, storyphoenix.com. Also go to his YouTube channel, youtube.com/atlaswriter, and follow him on Twitter and Facebook with those tags. he also writes some wonderfully delightful scripts for Renaissance fairs. And Ken and I have penned one together, which, since that fair was moved into the fall, and I highly doubt it's still going to happen.
Unknown.
I'm gonna say, you know what? We should just film it ourselves.
I mean, I'm here for doing it. I'm ready to go. We can start anytime. I think. We'll send out roles to people. They can film them separately, and then we'll edit them all together. It'll be like a found footage film.
Oh, we could just have a lot of confessionals. It's just like,
yes.
I wanted to destroy the House of York. Ooh. Just like,
those bloody Lancastrians will never survive this.
Oh, hey, how's it going? How's it going? It was a King Henry VI versus the House of York plot that we were asked to write together, and I think we did a beautiful job with it.
I thought it was really fun.
Up to gender bending several of the major characters. So instead of Richard the Duke of York, it became Regina, Duchess of York, and stuff. And then we were able to have some fun with the first.
And later, Regina.
Ooh. Oh yeah. Because because Richard never became king. Regina would never, if continuing it on, would never become queen. Her children become the kings and queens, or rather kings. Yeah, but yeah.
So she's Regina, mother of Reginas.
Yeah, she'd be Regina, the queen mum.
Regina mum.
Regina Matre. So there we have it. So yeah, just like let's just make it all a little bit weird. But I'm going to say, friends, go grab a snack. Claire, TJ, Matt, Celly. I don't know what to call you because it says Matt on screen, but I'm so
call me Celly. Here, can I change the name? If I can change the name, I'll change the damn name.
I'll kick you out. You come back in, and you can change your name.
I'll just be Celly.
All right.
I'll figure it out while I'm in the other room.
All right. Go away. You're scaring me. All right, my friend. So
hello.
It's just the two of us. Let's talk about them.
Yes, they seem delightful. They seem like really nice people. But don't tell them I said so. So how are you? What's going on with you? I feel like we haven't chatted in a while.
I know. Well, I'm just kind of doing my talk show here.
So I've seen. It's delightful to watch. It's even,
babies usually are.
It's true. Even compared to other babies. Although I think I was fat. I don't know. That's neither here nor there. I am working on a new collection of poems that I'm going to be publishing in the next little while. I'm deep in the throes of re-editing one particular piece, so I will refuse to release it until I'm happy with this piece. But after that, I'm going to release it on Amazon, and I'll be announcing it in all the places. So if you're a fan of poetry, I will have a new collection out in the very near future.
Well, you will have to come on to not just come back to, but also onto Shakespeare's Coffee Break and do some readings of it. Yes.
Ooh, I would love to. Happily.
Yes,
that would be fun.
Yeah. Also, because I know you are doing some live readings of stuff online.
I am.
Are you putting your upcoming events over onto? Oh goodness gracious! The Ren list. The Renaissance Fair Guide. There we go.
Right.
Letting everybody know, so because they put out their weekly and daily calendars.
I haven't been sending them anything, mainly because I haven't been scheduling the ones that I've been doing. I've been doing them very spontaneously and sort of, I feel like doing this in about an hour. So if you're around, join me.
Absolutely, that's fun.
And so I haven't scheduled any, but I probably am going to schedule some readings once I release the book. So maybe I'll send those over to them. That would be great.
That would be wonderful. I believe you absolutely should, because it can, especially when people know about it far enough in advance, they can make plans to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. When I've been doing these readings, I've mostly been reading other people's stuff, although I sprinkle mine in occasionally, just as a point of contrast, so that you see how really good the other poets are. And so I sort of just decide on a theme or a book of poetry, a collection that I have lying around, and read them, and that's sort of if the mood strikes me. But when I schedule these, that's great that they're putting this calendar together. That's really cool.
It's absolutely wonderful. I'll send you a link after we're done here, because it's just very helpful for fans, and also it makes you say, okay, even if you're not feeling it that particular day, go, all right, cool. People are expecting me to be there.
Yeah.
And it encourages more of us to start treating this as a real job. So
for sure. Okay, so we're going down this rabbit hole now. Do we have any data, or have you seen like days of the week or times of day that are better for people? Is it good to avoid meal times or aim for meal times? Like, what is the strategy around scheduling?
So Saturdays are always gigantically full, because more people, even during quarantine, have time available to go watch stuff.
Sure.
And thus everybody is performing things or putting out pre-recorded video, etc.
Right.
Sunday evenings are pretty light, and that's when we do Nat 21 Adventures.
I've watched several times. It's wonderful.
Sunday night is our season finale.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's the season 1 finale. Each season is going to be about 8 episodes. And then, when I do my event shows, I tend to do them on Wednesday nights. Wednesdays are usually reasonably light, but you also can get a lot of people because it's hump day, and they want they want some more entertainment that they're not necessarily getting from the TV networks or the movies, because we're binge watching everything right now.
I expect Thursday's probably a pretty good night where folks are looking for a lot of attention, but there isn't a lot to pull their attention, so you can do okay.
Yes, Fridays are pretty full. Afternoons, hit or miss. Meal times, it's fine, honestly.
Yeah?
Yeah, because a lot of people will, like what my off-screen wife and I do, we watch whilst eating.
Sure.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's very TV dinner 1950s.
I was sort of thinking about doing a morning show. I was thinking that would be kind of fun, is to do like a morning roundup. My background, for folks who don't know me, is actually in the news. And as much as I don't blame anyone who's avoiding the news, I certainly am to some extent. I feel like it might be fun to do like a 15-minute or half-hour morning news show, or maybe a weekly news show or something. So I've been playing with that idea in my head for a little while, because just to give some flavor to people in the morning, because I don't see anything happening in mornings, mainly because we performers don't want to be awake in the morning. I'm certainly one of them.
If only because of my wife, off-screen wife, who very much has a day job and thus keeps day job hours. I have moved into trying to make this effectively my day job.
Right.
And so keeping largely daytime hours, except for the evening shows that happen.
Sure.
But largely my day will begin anywhere between 7:30 and 9 a.m. of when I start my work for the day. And I'm a little bit behind right now, but it's all right. It's no one's fault except my own, because of writer's block. So.
See, I'm the worst about sort of keeping regular human hours. My body just wants me to be awake until 4 a.m. and then sleep until noon every day.
Yeah.
And I agree with my body. I would like to also do that. It turns out other people don't agree and think that I should get my lazy ass out of bed. So
children, spouses, that sort of thing.
Yes, that sort of thing. Occasionally, employer also feels that I should probably be working during those working hours.
Yes, quite. I got that. So, in just a minute, I'd like you to do a reading, if that would be all right.
I would love to. Yeah.
Yes. Of your favorite piece that you're cool with reading out loud. Not not the one that you said that you're not going to.
That I'm not ready yet, but
I'm not saying, you know what? Be ready now. Okay.
No. I would love to. watch me vanish for a moment into the library behind
whilst
me.
you are vanishing, I'm going to pay some bills.
Ooh,
Right,
lovely.
so
Okay.
you go ahead, you vanish wherever you need to go, and I'm going to pay some bills. Because, friends, Shakespeare's Shameless Self-Promotion Happy Hour is brought to you by the good people at Hill Storage and Rigging Company. You can visit them at hillrigging.com. They are located in Middletown, Pennsylvania. Machinery movers, millwrights, erectors. Enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing your equipment is in skilled and experienced hands, with services from our machine movers and erectors in Middletown, PA. Established in 1967, Hill Storage and Rigging Company is a family-owned and operated full-service millwright, serving industries in the Mid-Atlantic states and beyond. We are a woman-owned small business. Hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Available Saturdays and Sundays by appointment only. You can call them at 717-944-7676, 717-944-7676, and again, visit them online at hillrigging.com. Hill Storage and Rigging Company. No job too large or too small. And again, special thanks to Hill Storage and Rigging Company for being the sponsor of Shakespeare's Shameless Self-Promotion Happy Hour and also Shakespeare's Coffee Break. If you would like to become a sponsor, just send me an email, shakespeare@shakespeareapproves.com. My email again is shakespeare@shakespeareapproves.com, or send out a message to me on Facebook, because you can go to facebook.com/shakespeareapproves. You can watch the show at youtube.com/shakespeareapproves. You can also go like Shakespeare's Coffee Break on Facebook right there, and everything. Also, special thanks to my other guests, Claire and TJ, the Zenith Players. You can follow them, facebook.com/Zenith Players, and they are carrying this show over on their channel as well as the Coffee Break and the event shows. So special thanks to them for sharing their audience with me. And you can also, at their website, click on the very attractive donation button and find more about them at zenithplayers.com. But friends, we should probably get back into the show and talk to Ken, our writer, our Atlas writer. There he is! Ken's back! Yay!
Hello! How are you?
I am grand. Have you picked your book?
I have picked...
You're reading.
Yes, I have. I'm just flipping to the page at the moment, so I apologize for all the page flipping, but I have this wonderful sort of scroll of all of the things that are... This is my editing copy that appears in much nicer form when it's finally done. But I believe I have two that folks might like, if that's all right with you. Medium length poems, not terribly long at all. So I think we've got room for both. The first one here, I actually wrote in St. Paul's Cathedral in London when I was there many, many years ago. I wrote the first draft of it anyway there. And it was Christmas time, around the holidays, and they do an amazing evensong celebration at St. Paul's many times throughout the year, but the one around Christmas time is really, really cool. So I was lucky to be there for it. Actually, during a rehearsal, I happened to wander in, so I had the whole cathedral to myself. I probably wasn't supposed to be in there, but that's as it may be. And I listened to them rehearse, the choir and the organ and everything. It was such a powerful experience. So I wrote this evensong at St. Paul's. The bells sound throughout the city. St. Paul's prepares for evensong. In spite of myself, I am uplifted by the splendor of these bells and sobered by their intensity. And the bells change. A call to worship, pealing out the command, one note of power, one demanding tone. And inside the ancient organ is a huge sound filling the cathedral, and it draws me to the nave beneath the great dome. As the voices, the choral voices, raise up and raise me up, softer and sharper than the great organ. I am humbled before the majesty, the potency of this place. This place soars. stones and pillars, reaching God and older gods, and drawing the people up on the wings of voice and organ and bell, they rise into the waiting arms of consecration for this second, soaring themselves, stone and pillar. Thank you. So that was Ian's song at St. Paul's. The second one that I'm going to read is actually probably my favorite of mine that I've ever written. To such a degree that it is tattooed on my arm, or part of it is, with my writer's tattoo, as far as I like to call it, and it's a villanelle, which is, at least for me, an extremely challenging form of poetry with a very complex structure and a repeating refrain. But when successful, is just one of the most beautiful forms of poetry to me. And as far as I'm concerned, this is the only successful one I've ever written, though I've attempted many more times. Who knows? I might have another one at some point. And this is called Dawn at the Great Pyramid. Serpentine horns spit like reptilian weeping at the Egyptians at dawn, and the drums beat them from sleeping. In language old with god kings, the people sing at dawn, and serpentine horns spit like reptilian weeping at cool breezed beauty in desert burning sands. Sahara and Nile waters yawn, and the drums beat them from sleeping in the coolness before the heat of flaming sky. Copper is in color and scent and thickness drawn, and serpentine horns spit like reptilian weeping at the infrared rainbow arching over Khufu's tomb at dawn. And the drums beat them from sleeping, and the children laugh while dew is drying, and they stretch and yawn, and serpentine horns spit like reptilian weeping, and the drums beat them from sleeping. And that's Dawn at the Great Pyramid.
Well done. He is Ken Briodagh. You can follow him. youtube.com/atlaswriter, facebook.com/storyphoenixes. Also go to storyphoenix.com. On Twitter, he's at atlaswriter and at storyphoenix. Ken, that was brilliant. Well done, you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure, and I always love talking to you. So, call me on the internet anytime.
Oh, all right. Well, you're sticking around for the rest of the show, though, because
sure.
It's time to bring back in our other guests. Oh my God, there's Claire and TJ. There's Matt Celly's avatar. All right.
Well, okay.
Sally, where'd you go?
So real quick to explain. I may or may not have been paying attention to how little charge was actually on my phone. So, about halfway through the poetry reading, my phone just went, oh, by the way, bye, good night. So, and I just, despite the fact that I have like tons and tons of computer equipment surrounding me, like, I've got a really good microphone, I've got a really good gaming headset, this thing, everything. I do not own a webcam because I've always held the attitude of nobody really needs to see me.
I say false. False and fi.
Especially since you're our bartender tonight. So.
That's what I meant.
I am charging my phone now, so I can
all right.
fix this problem in a few minutes.
Or do we want to go old radio, old timey? Here's Celly fixing your drinks.
Yes. What I've got here is some vodka right here with me, some bathtub gin that we made.
Illegally.
Stay back, G-Man.
Radium.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Don't do that.
Oh, just
I am, as your bartender, I would like, now that the weather's getting warmer, this is a drink I'd like to suggest to everyone. It's just
ahead.
it's a simple one. It's easy. This is a great summertime drink that I drank a little bit too much of maybe a week ago. Hearing's cherry liqueur is like one of my favorite things to use in drinks anymore. And for those that know me, this is completely unlike anything I drink, but it is so refreshing when it's hot out. Club soda, simple syrup, which is just sugar and water. You can make it at home yourself. You don't even need to boil it, despite what many people will tell you. You can just use room temperature water and stir it until the sugar melts. You just have to actually stir it until the sugar melts. Anyway, Hearings, a little bit of Hearings, maybe about an ounce and about 2 ounces of vodka. Pour that all in, mix it all up. It basically tastes kind of like an alcoholic, what's the word I'm looking for? Shirley Temple.
Mm.
Is it okay to substitute gin for the vodka?
It's going to give it a completely different flavor. Yeah, yes, you can. Vodka is a little bit more of neutral. Some of the juniper and some of the herb spices in the gin that you're going to get may overwhelm and not interact well with the cherry, so I'd be careful about what you did with that. But I don't see a problem in any way, shape, or form otherwise why it wouldn't work.
All right.
Very good. All right. Excellent. And what do you call this drink?
I haven't named it yet.
All right. All right.
Celly Temple.
A Celly Temple. I like it.
There you go.
Boom.
A Shirley Celly, whichever one.
I like Celly Temple.
Celly Temple.
I like
better.
Celly Temple
Celly
too.
Temple.
Especially because your PayPal and your former Facebook name are Fat Messiah. So,
Yes.
so
No,
Since
that
your
actually
bo-
makes more sense.
since your body is a temple, the Celly Temple. I like that. All
My-
right. And you can always tip your bartender by going to paypal.me/fatmessiah. Throw him some coin. Do that.
Yeah,
and
I will not
also Sally asked me to put up a donation link to one of his favorite charities, transequality.org. And Sally, would you like to talk about that for a moment?
It's very, very near and dear to my heart. For those of you who do not know, my daughter is trans.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter was born a man and a male. Ian Lewis Perry Celly is her dead name now, and she is in the process of transitioning. She is on hormones and such. And it's just, I don't have the exact numbers, but this is a group that really, really kind of just helps, especially with younger people, but trans rights in general. Trans people are historically far more likely to go. Maybe not far more, but more likely to be the victims of abuse and to take their own lives than just about any other group within the LGBTQ plus community. God, I can't even talk anymore. So if you don't want to give money to me, that's perfectly fine. If you don't want to give money to them, I'm fine with people just finding a good cause that they can support that will make the world a better place.
Yes, absolutely. Here.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all that truly matters to me.
Well,
I know I present the fact that I'm an a-hole, and I am, but that doesn't mean I don't care or think deeply about things.
yeah, but you're our a-hole, so I appreciate that. And especially during Pride Month, transequality.org, that is a wonderful sounding organization to donate to. So please, if you have any spare cash, send some money over there to transequality.org. And also, if you can, tip your bartender because it's just good karma. All right. All right. And we also have a wonderful show coming up this weekend, Saturday. We have two wonderful shows coming up over the next 3 days. 2 of the next 3 days. Some wonderful shows coming up with the Zenith Players. Find them at facebook.com/Zenith Players and zenithplayers.com. Click on the very attractive donation button. And Claire and TJ, tell us about what's going on.
Well, tomorrow night is The Winter's Tale by a young and up-and-coming writer named Will Shakespeare. You may have heard of.
I hate that guy. He's a hack.
Very
Well,
seasonable.
Interesting. You should say he's a hack. The Winter's Tale, he did many things, stole from another author, and
It was called collaboration.
Hey, if the story's been around long enough.
right.
Public domain, baby.
Exactly. So he took this story, and it's contrary to most of his adaptation. It's pretty faithful to the original story, with the exception that he completely reversed the locations. So the original story has Sicily and Bohemia as its primary settings. And by the way, you can go to our Facebook page and vote on our poll whether you're Team Sicily or Team Bohemia. Just throwing that out there.
Team Bohemia is the only correct answer.
So he took the two locations, which were in the original story, Sicily and Bohemia, and just switched them around. So you have a desert and a shoreline in Bohemia, which for people who don't know is the Czech Republic, or Czechia today.
Although Bohemia, historically, even at the time, especially in the period where the story takes place, around the time of the Roman Empire, Bohemia did have a shoreline.
For about 10 years, Bohemia had a shoreline.
Oh, come on. It was longer than that. It was at least,
TJ's
it was at
favorite
least
game
17.
is maps. He likes fun with maps.
La
But
vie
Is that a real
Bohemia.
number, Shakespeare?
But
What's that, Celly?
I said, is that a real number, or did you just decide to put a 7 at the end of 10?
I just decided to put a 7 at the end of 10.
all of that aside, The Winter's Tale, the fun little play that we're reading tomorrow, live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on our Facebook page. We have cast members in all over the United States, and one in Denmark, possibly one in Australia.
Cool.
And is your Australian
Nice.
actor oh goodness, is it
have
Is it
not
Hugh-
gotten confirmation.
is it
yet,
Russell?
so don't say a name yet.
oh, is it who I'm thinking of?
Is it Hugh Jackman?
Carl Urban. Say it's Carl Urban.
Yeah, I wish I could. But...
Say it anyway.
Just say
Name a
it.
Hemsworth.
All right.
Quick, name a Hemsworth.
Larry
Oh.
Hemsworth.
Oh
Larry
no,
Hemsworth.
it's Liam.
So that's
No,
tomorrow.
see, actually, just say it, because then I'll go to my Facebook page and say that I heard that a Hemsworth is going to be in it, and that's all it takes for something to be true anymore, is for somebody to say it.
You know what? I heard that too.
I
That a Hemsworth was going to be in this show.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure pretty recently I heard that.
I heard it on a not huge but reasonably respected internet show. So,
Yep, famous
Yes.
for its accuracy about facts.
yeah, seriously. I mean, it really is.
Well, now we got to run with that.
Yeah.
Hashtag Zenith players top of their game.
Hashtag Hemsworth for Zenith.
He's gonna call one of
All
them.
right.
Actually, call in, and we're anyway.
Let's
so
name.
that's
Let's name.
tomorrow.
All right. On the count of 3, everyone name your favorite Hemsworth. One,
Somebody say Liam just for pity.
1, 2, 3. Larry.
Yeah.
Liam.
Liam.
I was going to say Liam anyway.
Everybody
I
loves
need-
Chris.
I need-
Chris is the best Hemsworth.
I name a fake Hemsworth, and you guys are off naming real Hemsworths.
I also named a fake Hemsworth. I just want to.
Which one did you say?
Jeff Hemsworth.
Jeff.
Oh, Jeff with a G.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Hold on, now I actually want to check Facebook and see if there's a Jeff Hemsworth.
I'm gonna send him a friend request.
and invite him to be in a
And
Winter's
invite him
Tale.
to-
Yeah, seriously? Then you wouldn't be lying.
Retroactive facts.
Listen, Jeff. Here's the thing. You don't know me, but it's really important that you join this Zoom call.
Also,
Episode-
can you do an Australian accent?
No, see, the thing is, we didn't say he was Australian.
Right,
Just calling
right.
in from Australia.
Can you get a plane ticket or
No.
rename your house?
Australia's borders are closed at the moment.
Are they really?
Yeah,
Still?
Australia and New Zealand. Yeah, they are both.
I
Not
heard New
allowing
Zealand
traffic.
opened travel. I don't know.
Did they?
I
feel
thought
like
they
that is
did.
I feel like that's an incredibly foolish
To
idea
where?
and a really bad development, considering that they've had such wonderful successes.
How American of them. Oh, oops. Accidentally got political there. Whoa.
Don't do it.
So
Don't
on
do it.
Monday,
I'm just going
Don't
to
make-
sip this not at all tea.
Don't make me angry.
And to answer the question, there are approximately 15 Jeff Hemsworths. That's not a solid count
That is a
on
good chance.
Facebook. So please, Zenith players, for me, just randomly get in touch with one to see if they'll come on and read a line for you.
I will do everything in my power to make that happen.
Geoff Hemsworth exits pursued by a bear.
Geoff.
Oh man, we got to find one with a bear costume.
Oh, that'd be
He
amazing.
can appear as the bear. All right.
Yes.
I
Or just a
I
Facebook
love
filter.
everything about
24
this.
hours.
First of all, it's Pride Month. If he's going to appear as a bear, all he needs is the leather vest.
Yeah, but
That's
I have
legit. That's solid.
I have a leather vest, and I did that once, but I was told I was an otter.
Oh. Speaking of otters, I don't know if you
No,
guys know.
we are not speaking of otters. No, they are vicious, terrible creatures, and I hate you for telling me about them, which then prompted me to go down a really sad Wikipedia
Oh
rabbit
no!
hole.
Oh,
I
yeah.
told you not to do that.
Yeah, but I did.
Yeah, the
Oh, fine. Let's talk
otters
about
are
They're vicious, man.
Do you
Yeah,
want a fun animal story?
Yes,
Yes.
I will
I'm
happily
allergic
take a
to
fun.
sloths.
You're allergic to
Ooh.
sloths?
Yes.
How
I
do you
How?
find that out?
medically
yeah,
possible.
yeah. Thank you, Shakespeare. How do you find that out?
So Philadelphia Zoo has a sloth enclosure. And I did a nice 5K at the Philadelphia Zoo, the Philly Rabbit Run, and then decided to spend my day at the zoo. And I went into the sloth enclosure and nearly had to go to the hospital.
Weird. You'd think that'd be the perfect place to relax after a run, is in the sloth enclosure.
Yeah.
You would think, right? No. And I learned that day that you could actually be allergic to sloths.
Weird.
Wait a minute.
Are there any other categories of animal that go with that, or is it just sloths?
I don't know, and I'm not
I feel
willing
like
to test it.
Koalas might get thrown into that category too, because they're all
That's-
marsupial.
Or they'll give you chlamydia.
That's true.
That's true.
Also that.
Yeah.
And armadillos will give you what?
Plague?
Plague?
Yeah, armadillos will give you plague.
Oh.
Yes.
They are
So, okay.
They are asymptomatic carriers of bubonic plague.
This
Yeah.
is something that I need to know real quick.
All right.
Are you
Uh-oh.
telling me that for the past 10 years I've lived in Philadelphia, literally a 20-minute drive from the zoo, and I could have been climbing into an enclosure with sloths all this time?
Yes.
Yes, apparently that
Yes,
is
we are.
correct.
Yes,
The
we are
problem
totally-
is the
I
fences are-
lead a sad, uncultured, sheltered, slothless life.
the problem
Weirdly,
is the
that
fence
is
isn't
very
very high.
slothful.
It's really quite easy to get into or escape from, but sloths.
like, whatever. It's like, hey, sloth, would you like to be out in your natural habitat or in this small-ish enclosure, but we will take care of most of your needs? They're like,
That sounds
I feel like
great.
I feel like every sloth just has at its core a lazy American from Brooklyn. I'm just like,
Some of that was redundant.
all right, which parts we're not gonna say. All
Nope,
right.
nope, not narrowing it down.
But oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna let the viewers at home figure that out. It's like a Foley joke on a podcast.
That's for you. That's for you. Speaking of Foley jokes on podcasts, I really need to just download the Wilhelm scream and just put it in randomly.
Oh,
No, that's not the Wilhelm
Ken,
scream.
I know it's not. It's the Goopy. Yes.
Ken, you said something that inspired me.
Ooh.
I've been thinking about doing this for a little while anyway. You were saying that the morning area is really kind of sparse for online
It is.
entertainment right now.
It's
It
true.
is.
I have gone somewhere in this whole quarantine, self-isolation thing. I have gone the exact opposite route, and I now have basically the same bartending sleep schedule I had in my 20s, which I am nowhere near any longer in, which is to say that I go to bed sometimes at around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
And I've been thinking about doing an overnight radio show called Nocturnal Transmissions.
Oh, that's amazing. Yes. Yes.
Yep. Do it.
I'm here for it. I will put it on.
I
will be your listener.
We will.
I will keep you informed because I think I need to make this happen because usually all I'm doing at that point is playing video games by myself anyway.
Well, see, and then the thing is, though, because you're doing video games, you could stream it on Twitch. I would be happy to restream it for you here in the morning. Yeah, stream it on Twitch. I'll be happy to recarry it for you, and we'll just have a great time.
Look at that! You're in syndication already.
See?
Yeah, for real.
We've
Wow.
already got a syndication deal with no sponsors.
Watching me play video games is awesome because I'm an experienced gamer with the Twitch reaction of somebody about 50 years old. So it's funny. There are times where the entire other team, all 5 of them will be in front of me, yet I somehow manage to shoot behind me and hit one of my own teammates or something.
Yep, sounds about right. Yep.
Oh, that's fantastic.
What are you doing, dude? Nothing. Just nothing.
I was playing a game. I don't think it doesn't matter if I say the name. Sea of Thieves on the Xbox last night, and I've been wanting to play this game since before it came out 2 years ago, and shows you how often I get to game. But I'm finally playing it for the first time last night, and some dude is there hey, you want to go adventure together? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. So we're going, and we're trying to solve this puzzle that took us way too long to solve. It was if you go to the top of the cliff and raise your lantern high, which I did, and it lit a beacon, and below that you'll find the secret cave. Half an hour of searching, didn't think to look directly below that. So I was like, this clue is too hard. I don't understand. So then eventually found the chest, set sail for the next quest item, saw some other boat and was like, cool, let's, pillage it. This is a pirate game. Got so annihilated by this other boat that I fully quit the game. I died 8 times, and you just respawn. You just come right back after slightly being delayed on the ghost ship of the damned, and then you come right back. And the 8th time I come back, my ship is so full of water that I land on my ship. I look around to go, okay, I got to bail out the and I was just, the whole ship sinks, and I'm like, oh, they stole all my booty. This is terrible. So I just sort of swam to the nearest island because you have unlimited stamina, and so I just, as pirates do, and
yes,
you swam.
Absolutely.
It's very historically accurate, and so I swam to the nearest island, sat down on the beach, and was like, exit. I'm gonna come back.
That reminds me of a game. I'm not sure if any of you ever played it. It was available on PlayStation 2 and PCs, etc. It was called Sid Meier's Pirates Live the Life.
No,
And
I
you
didn't
could-
know he
No,
made a
I've
pirate
heard of
game.
it, but I've never played it.
It was a wonderful game. It was wonderful. You could just go around constantly doing piratey stuff, eventually sail into port, collect more ships, build a fleet. It was great.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Win the love of a princess, or rather, I think it was the daughter of one of the island governors and stuff. But you would sail for either the English, the Spanish, the Portuguese, or the Dutch.
Never the Dutch.
Oh, never. But just absolutely wonderful game. But I was playing an online. I was playing an online variant of it, where MMORPG, etc. Going, and I see a boat come in. I'm like, you know what? It's a much bigger boat than I am, but I'm gonna take a shot at pillaging this. And I pull up alongside, and he sees me as a much smaller boat, and it's just like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and just pulling up, and we both hit attack at the same time, which apparently makes the game weird, because if you get attacked, you can defend. Or if you attack, you can then do, oh, I'm also going to do this random defensive motion. But if you both attack at the same time, it doesn't know what to do. So it's like, so eventually it's like you get into the point of like, would you like to board? Yes. It's like, you can't board me, I'm boarding you. Or you can't board me, I'm boarding you. And so eventually it settled on my screen, my guys swinging over to their side, and where you're then supposed to get into a sword fight, captain to captain, and I see his avatar swing over to my boat.
Did you just take the big boat?
And it's just like, would you like to swing over and attack again? And it's like, yes, I would, and swing back up. But we both keep doing this. Finally, eventually, it was just like, because I didn't have a headset, I'm just tapping in on the keyboard. Dude, one of us has to just let the other person swing. Because otherwise,
it's
we're just
Douglas
trading.
Fairbanks and Errol Flynn in Swingers of the Caribbean.
We're just like, aha, aha. And I wish it would have let you see the avatar get dejected, because that is how I felt. It was like, and this went on for several minutes, and I'm like, oh my god, man.
I just want to buckle my swashes.
Oh goodness. But you know what? Let's, as we're coming into the end of the show, let's have some toasts here. So who would like to go first? Not it, I claim, by primacy of it being my show.
I'll go. I have a rye toast.
All right. Ken will be giving us a rye toast, maybe some sourdough. We don't know.
Who knows?
And you'll have to say it. You have to preview it with a toast. And we'll
Of course.
Repeat after you.
A toast!
A toast.
A toast.
A toast.
To all of you, from all of us.
To all of you, from all of us.
I'm making this up as I go along.
I'm making this up as
Making
I
this
go
up as I
along.
go along.
We love you all and hope you're well.
We love you all and hope you're well.
Olivia, I hope you're well.
Are we doing this right? We're doing this right,
I
right?
feel very Catholic.
Everyone kneel.
No.
Same thing happened to me at church. I love you all, and we hope you're well. All right, we're not doing the response thing anymore. I'm skipping ahead.
No, yeah.
Skipping ahead. We love you all, and we hope you're well. And may your drinks be good as well. That was a terrible attempt at rhyme.
Yes.
Also, happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
All right, Claire and TJ.
On a more serious note, if I may, a toast.
A toast.
A toast.
Happy Pride. Black Lives Matter. Cheers.
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 All right, Claire, do you have it on one, or are you stealing TJ's?
I'm stealing TJ's.
Very good. All right.
I
Coward.
second it.
Celly, go ahead, sir.
Oh, God. I don't know which way to go here. First off, because I have so many inappropriate toasts, because that's, part of my job, one of my gigs is to bleed a pub crawl and tell a bunch of dirty toasts at the end of it. And none of them are appropriate for this show.
I was going to say, if we're allowed dirty toasts, I have those.
Yeah, that's...
Just do your best.
So I think what I'll do just instead is just do a slight, a toast.
A
A
toast.
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 Here's to the people I'm doing this show with. I'd rather be with you four than the finest people in the world.
Aww. There's a backhanded compliment. Thank you.
It's what I do.
All right, and it is now for me. A toast.
A toast.
A toast.
Here's to pride. Pride in oneself. Pride in your friends. Pride in anything that you actually care about. Sometimes pride means swallowing it. And sometimes it means wearing it on your sleeve. I'm not making it dirty, Celly. That's all you. Shut up. But it also means don't put anybody on a pedestal. Because sometimes those heroes can let us down. But never let what they do right now destroy the beautiful art that they have made. I'm talking to you, J.K. Rowling. So,
Yeah.
for everybody out there who enjoys the Harry Potter saga, keep enjoying it, because it is a beautiful work of art made by an extremely flawed person who will hopefully at some point see the error. But always, always, always keep that pride within yourself. Wear it proudly on your sleeve. And then, to make Celly giggle, swallow some of it.
That's,
to all of you,
that's
friends.
what got me.
Yeah.
To you, friends.
All right,
Cheers.
Friends, this has been Shakespeare Shameless Self-Promotion Happy Hour. To re-promote my friends, of course, we have Ken Briodagh. Go follow him everywhere on all of the things. YouTube.com/AtlasWriter, Facebook.com/StoryPhoenixes, Twitter @AtlasWriter, @StoryPhoenix, and StoryPhoenix.com. Matt Celly, our bartender. You can tip your bartender at paypal.me/fatmessiah. And also, by his request, go make a donation to transequality.org. Our Zenith players, Claire and TJ, who are kind enough to also restream this show for me and share some resources, go to facebook.com/zenithplayers and zenithplayers.com to find out more about them. Click on the very attractive donation link and join them tomorrow night for Winter's Tale and Monday for the shop around the corner. And friends, I am your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare. If you've enjoyed this show half as much as I've enjoyed doing it, then I've obviously enjoyed it twice as much as you did, and that's called math. Now, whatever you feel the show might be worth, a 1, a 5, a 10, for a 50, you can get a part in my new show, Macbeth, Death by Fluffy Kittens, appearing on Wednesday, June 24th.
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow?
Yes, but not tomorrow. That's Saturday.
Right.
Go buy me a drink at coffee.com/Shakespeare. That's ko-fi.com/Shakespeare. Or become a Patreon of the arts at patreon.com/Shakespeare. Speaking of Macbeth, Death by Fluffy Kittens, you can join us, bless you, at
Thank you.
right here on Facebook and on YouTube, Wednesday, June 24th, featuring actors from the theatre and Renaissance Festival worlds. Since theatres and Renaissance festivals have been closed due to the COVID pandemic, we'd like your help. So come and sponsor us because we like to eat and pay our bills. Also, friends, join me on Sunday night for Nat 21 Adventures over at twitch.tv/Paolo Garbanzo and facebook.com/Nat21Adventures, because a Nat 21 is the only thing better than a natural 20. A D&D game featuring some of your favorite Renaissance performers. Season finale of Season 1 this Sunday night, 7 to 11 p.m. I do hope you join me. And friends, thank you very much for joining us here. As I was saying in my not beautifully worded toast, have some pride. Have pride in yourself. Sometimes pride can kill, but mostly it can carry us through. Have pride in your work. Pride in who you are. Never let anyone take that away from you. Until we meet again, dear friends, I love you, you love me. There is mutual, glorious affection. Shakespeare loves you all, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.